Hello everybody, how's it going? Sean here, on a beautiful Canadian winter day, sitting in my basement, looking at a knife to tell you guys whether it's worth your time or not. First, I'd like to apologize for some background sound that may be going on. My wife is doing laundry, and I will not stop her from doing laundry because of a video I'm recording. So yeah, if a dryer buzzes, I apologize, but that's just the side effect of doing reviews in my house. Alright, today we are looking at the Kizer Baby. This is a beautiful knife, or I ordered it off of White Mountain Knives, directly from their website. It's the first time I've ordered directly from White Mountain Knives. I usually order through eBay just because I find they have good protection if the package doesn't get to you, and it's definitely, it can be a problem with our Canadian knife laws sometimes. Not so bad for fixed blades, but especially with folders, they can deem them not legal in Canada, even though our Canadian knife laws are extremely vague, and yeah, they'll just take them and you won't be able to get any money back. So I'm usually a little weary of ordering directly from manufacturers or directly from companies in the US like that. At least with eBay, they give you 100% buyer protection. If it doesn't get to you, you'll get a refund, even if the Canadian government decides to take a piece of your package. Anyways, to the knife. First, let's get this out of the way, because my last video, I had somebody complain that it was half an hour long with zero cutting in it. First, let me preface this by saying my channel is not really about the actual, like, getting footage of the cutting of the tools. That's a very physical thing. Like, when you cut something, it's hard for me to show on camera how it feels to cut through something. But if that's something that people want to see, great. So I just got a couple things. I got an apple, but first I'll start with the usual paper test. This thing came nice and sharp. The wide blade doesn't allow for very curly cuts, but cut there. But yeah, there is nothing wrong with this factory edge. They did an excellent job. Very even bevels. Yeah, the angles are very consistent along the whole thing, and even closer to the choil, I find this is where you'll start to see weird angles, especially when they have these plunge choils that are gradual. If they don't make the choil big enough, and if the plunge is too gradual, that you can actually get like weird angles at the base of the blade. But they did an excellent job with that choil. So yeah, this knife cost me just around 70 Canadian dollars, depending on the exchange rate between US and Canada, because the website only offers it in American dollars, and it can change from day to day. As you can see, this is a full flat knife, so for cutting, it's going to do an excellent job. Let's see how thin of a cut I can get here. This blade shape lends itself to food prep very nicely. Yeah, let me just eat a piece of this. That's a good apple. I think it's an Empire. Sorry about that. But as you can see, let me move this out of the way. It cuts very well, so if that's what you want out of a knife review, is to see cutting, there you go. Right at the beginning, feel free to leave from now. I'll say right now, this is an awesome blade. Anything after this is just going to be a conversation about specs and my opinion of the knife blade itself. So the steel is 154 cm, and Kizer does an awesome job with the heat treat with this. I have absolutely zero complaints with the steel. I have yet to sharpen it yet, because the factory edge was so nice, but If I do have any problems, I will let you know, but I highly doubt it. This is from what I heard is a budget steel, but to me it's much better than a budget steel. Probably as close to a high-end steel as you can get with these budget prices. The G10 handles are beautifully done. I'm gonna see if I can get some of this texture. Let's see if I can zoom in. Focus on the knife itself. There you go. I don't know if you can see the design in there, but it is absolutely beautiful. These do come in two different versions. A jade handle, a G10 jade handle, with an uncoated blade, and this blacked out version. I would have preferred to get the jade version, but it sold out quickly, and I didn't get a chance. And I got the blacked out version, and unfortunately, as of this morning, I checked on White Mountain Knives, and they are all sold out of these. But it's a newer blade, so they shouldn't have any issues getting more in. Just get the click the notify me button, and as soon as they get back in stock, you'll get an email. I would definitely, if you want one of these, get them as soon as possible, because with the way knives are being produced, it's so hard to get them after they stop producing them, especially for these more kind of mid-range, low-budget knives. They make a certain amount of them, and then I guess if it sells really well, they'll make another run. But you just never know when they're going to stop. That happened to me with the Pendleton Mini Hunter. I was waiting for it to get one in 3V, and although the Cold Steel still has them on their website, excuse me, I can never find them in stock anywhere. They still list it on the website, but then they say it's out of stock, and I've clicked those notify me buttons on several different websites and never ever got waited about 3 months, never got an email. So I don't really know if they're still making that. I ended up getting the AUS 10A version, but yeah, if you can get one and you want one, don't wait. This was, yeah, very, very sharp from the factory. I'm pretty picky because I do a lot of knife sharpening myself, so for a blade to be good from the factory for me is excellent, because I'm kind of a sharpness snob. I'm one of those people who, if my knife can't shave, it's not sharp enough for me, and I know that as a working edge is very functional, but I have wasted a lot of time getting knives unnecessarily sharp, and then, yeah, it's a disease when you really start getting into sharpening knives. You can really waste a lot of time and almost sometimes sharpen too much, overly sharpen a knife. This full flat is beautiful. It's such a gradual. Here, let me grab my calipers. Just give me a second. Sorry. All right, sorry about that. So yeah, these full flat grinds are done extremely well. It starts out. Let me zero this out. So the blade is 2.8 millimeters thick, so just under 3 millimeters at the spine, and it comes down to 0.55 just behind the edge. That is a very thin edge there. Let's see at the tip if I get, yeah, 0.5, 0.4, 0.45 at the tip. So between the, let me just shut this off. Between the nice full flat grind and the wider kind of leaf-shaped blade, it allows for some very straight cuts. So cutting cheeses, cutting apples, or things that you want to go through and have keep your blade from going side to side. This blade shape is perfect for that. This handle is short feeling in the hand, but it doesn't, like, I got some pretty big meat hooks here, and although the handle itself is shorter than the blade, because of the way this this finger choil sort of goes up here, like the handle stops there, but it still allows you to choke up on the blade. You're not necessarily on the handle right here. So it allows for very, very nimble cutting at the bottom here, as well as the way it sweeps back. As you can see, when you want to hold it lower, it just locks right into your palm there. So if you wanted to, if you need to get into something and cut, like if you're in a body cavity, you have a decent amount of blade here, and you still have a very good nimble grip on it. Like when my hand locks in here, even at the lower part, it feels secure. So just this design, as well as aesthetically pleasing, is extremely functional. Yeah, it just, you can choke right up on it, and because there's no handle right here, you get that really nice pinch grip between your thumb and your index finger, and it really, yeah, it really feels comfortable. And if you wanted to do more of a standard like chopping grip, the way your fingers just fall here and the way the jimping is nice and soft, I feel absolutely no hot spots. The sharpest part of this handle is probably right up at the shoulder here, but it's not sharp to a point where it feels like it's going to hurt you, but it is sharp enough to feel like you're going to get some grip. So if you're cutting some gooey stuff, if you're all up in something, you are going to be able to still have a great grip on this thing. I've modified a few knives that I've had before to get a grip very similar to this, and this one just has it right out of the factory. I have an extra large hand, and it is comfortable in so many different ways. Yeah. So the handles are completely removable. I have yet to take them apart, but I don't know if there's any weight savings holes drilled into this, but I mean, given that the handle is so short and the blade is much wider, I would think that they would keep most of the steel in underneath here to have a good balance point. But as of right now, like, it is a very blade heavy knife, so if they did take metal out, it probably didn't lend itself to the balance of the knife, because it is already pretty far back. This knife is designed by Adzo Mai's daughter. I've never had a knife by him or her, the daughter or the parent. I'm not sure who Azo Mai is, but it was one of the things on the website for this, so I figured I would include it in the video. Let's get some quick and dirty specs out of the way, just to say that I did. So the knife's total length is 7 3/4, just over 7 3/4 inches, or for us Canadian guys, sorry, holy crap, looking at 20 and a half centimeters, something like that. Blade length 8.2 centimeters, or 3 and 3/8 inches. It's a great size blade. For me, it is the Goldilocks size. Perfect, big enough to give you a lot of functional uses for it, but small enough that it's not going to be a beast to carry around. And let's get some weight on here, because it's such a thinner stocked blade, it's going to be pretty light. Let's see. So I get this up in here. Anytime there's scale, there you go. Sorry about the focus. 120 grams, nice and light. Moving on to the sheath. Let's give a quick little demonstration about how this fits in. This is a nice sheath. I do believe it's real kydex and a plastic polymer. I don't know if it's glass reinforced. Oh yeah, that's got some glass in it for sure. I can hear it. Glass reinforced plastic belt loop that is great for scout carry or belt carry or anywhere in between. The one thing that I have yet to be able to do is tighten this. So if you get a spot you really like it and you want it to stay, if you take this thing off, there are basically just some pins in the back, so you can only tighten them from this side. So I tried to crank down on them, but they just spin. So you may be able to replace that hardware if you wanted to just get it in a position and lock it down real tight. But the way it is right now, it's sort of meant to be able to do this on the fly, which is also great because like sometimes you have your knife in like a scout carry and you want to sit in your car or something, and it's really nice to be able to just spin this on the fly and get it comfortable no matter what position you're in. The actual belt clip is open, so you can slide it on your belt. Really reminds me of like the Mora kind of the clips. It is quite difficult once you get it on to get it off without really bending this open to get your belt to slide through. But I mean, I would rather have this be more secure than less secure. I'd rather have to struggle a little more trying to get this off of my belt than accidentally having it slip off my belt. As for retention, probably the biggest negative about the sheath is it's almost too well retained in the sheath. Like that, I guarantee I could not shake this thing out even if I put all of my muscle into it. Which, you know, again, I would rather have my sheath be a little too tight than too loose. And given that this is kydex, it should break in. The more you pull this out, in and out, it'll break in a little bit, and then you'll be able to probably slide in a little easier. I definitely could see some trouble with trying to get this in with one hand. Out is easy, you can just push off with the thumb ramp, but trying to push this in, yeah, it's tight. But, you know, if that's the worst of the problems, that's great. It sort of rides, as you can see, there's a little shiny, let's see if I can get it. I do feel like, because it's so tight, you already see a little rum mark right there that it may wear down on that, and that's probably where the breaking in will come from, between this and then this little area right there where it rubs against. Those will be the two spots that sort of need to break in to get it to slide in a little smoother. You could heat this thing up and push it into the sheath, and it'll get a little softer. And if you wanted to dial that in, you could do that too. I'm guessing this is probably a way. This comes about from when they make these sheaths. They don't use each individual knife. They use probably a template, a knife template, something that's exactly the same shape as this in wood, and then they press it out. So this kydex sheath was not made to this exact knife. It was made to the design of the knife. So of course you might get ones that are a little looser and a little tighter depending on the tolerances they have while they're making the knives. Yeah, let's get a little more cutting in here so you can show people just the actual functionality of the tool. You can listen to me eat this delicious apple while watching me cut it. So, my final opinion of this blade, I mean, it's about as good as it can get for a 65 or $70 Canadian. There's the dryer. Oh my goodness, that's a long buzz. But yeah, $60, $70 Canadian. It's a great deal. I've yet to find anything I don't like about this knife, and it'll probably be my new carry, at least for the next little while, to really get some nice time on it. You can get it from White Mountain Knives, eBay, probably Warriors. Warriors. Sorry, I can't really remember that website offhand. So they're a BC company, but I highly recommend you pick one up as soon as possible if they come back in stock. If you want to get this specific blade, because again, these blades, the way they make these blades, the runs of them, sometimes they just never come back. And as somebody who wanted to get some specific blades, a year after I see a review for something, they're impossible to get. So head on over to White Mountain Knives and click the notify me button, and then you can get an email exactly when they come back into stock. All right, I want to show you one more thing too. This is a BPS BS1 FTS that I have been doing some modifications on. This was a Kephart style blade, so it had more of a rounded tip to it. I added some jimping. Focus this a little bit. Sorry, guys. I added some jimping to the back here. I carved out some of the handle right there, so when I lean into the jimping, it allows my thumb to rest over there. I took out quite a bit of meat right here, so it's more of a pinch style in the front. I took the back down right here, and I also cut the handle here. The handle went with the wood there, and then sharpened up this area here, because this knife didn't come with a sharpened spine, and I actually prefer to not have my spine sharpened. I do a lot of push cuts, and if you do that for a long time with a really sharp spine, you will get your thumb chewed up pretty good. So what I did was took this chunk off so I can strike a ferro rod off of it while it's still in the sheath. Oh, it works, trust me. There you go. Yeah, this really improved the overall functionality of the blade. Plus, it made my own. It made it my own. This, I was trying to aim for like the Tops Bob. There's a Bob Mini or something. I saw a picture of a Tops knife and I really liked it, and then took this knife and tried to shape it. I didn't get very close to the top shape because I didn't. I just took it to my grinder and started working on it. I didn't draw any lines on it, or really have any guides. So it, after I compared it to it, it didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted, but the way it feels is perfect for me, and it kind of looks like a little fish. I don't know if you could see the tail and a little eye, face, like a little minnow or something. I don't know, it's cute. I like it. But yeah, I don't know why I showed you this. I just wanted to show it off. Highly recommend, especially if you're into lower, like entry-level cost knives, to mess around with them. Don't be afraid to grind away some metal and make it your own. It's super fun, and then you have something unique that you can show off to people. Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.